I'm going to run through a lot of things in this video in a short amount of time. This is not a tutorial on how to configure or set up any of this functionality. It's just a quick tour of some of the reasons I like using Emacs. Speaking of which, this is Emacs. It's an editor where I can read, type, and modify text. But let's say there's something that, for whatever reason, I have to type a lot. Maybe a signature. Since Emacs is also a live programming environment, I can just write a function that will do this instead. Right here in the editor, like this. And now I can call it by asking Emacs to evaluate the function I just wrote. I can also bind this new function to a keyboard shortcut, like this. And then, if I hit Control-C, Control-G a few times, I get this. Two things to note so far, which are very Emacsy. You can modify Emacs itself to add functionality, and you can invoke that functionality by binding it to a key press. So Emacs is highly customizable, and by using key bindings, I can be very efficient when editing. During the entire making of this video and everything you'll see here, I never once use a mouse. But there's more to Emacs than that. We can also use it as a code editor. Let's create a little Python Hello World application. You'll notice that Emacs behaves like a modern integrated development environment, with features that include keyword coloring, automated completions, on-the-fly syntax highlighting and error checking, and so on. Now behind the scenes, Emacs is talking to a language server and using its internal tree sitting system to parse and understand this code in real time. This little function we're writing will print hello and let the user know the first few digits of pi. But it's not just that we can edit the code here, we can also run it. We can invoke a Python interpreter right here in Emacs and then pipe the code through it with a simple key binding. You can see in the output window at the bottom that we've said hello to Bob and told him the beginning values of pi. Of course, this works for more than just Python. If we write a little C++ Hello World program, Emacs will also invoke the appropriate language server, linter, other relevant tools for this code environment. We'll get all the completions and syntax highlighting. And we can also use just a couple of key bindings to seamlessly compile, link, and run this code right from within Emacs. You'll see the output window at the bottom show the Hello Alice result of the code being compiled and run. Virtually all widely used programming languages will have similar kinds of support inside Emacs. So the next Emacsy thing to note, whether we're editing regular text, Python code, or some other file format, we're using the same system, a consistent muscle memory for many, many different tasks. But there's more to Emacs than that. Here's my email interface called MU4E, which is an Emacs package for handling email. As I move around here, two things to point out. The first is muscle memory again. I don't need a new set of key bindings for email. They're the same ones I use for everything else. And second, this is all super fast. You'll see me search for coconuts here, and the results are immediate. In my real email files, I have about 350,000 messages across more than a dozen accounts, and search is still near instantaneous. And here's my RSS feed, like everything else, just a key binding away, and I can search and manipulate this info just like any other in Emacs. And for good measure, I've set up YouTube download and MPV, so that if I'm subscribed to a YouTube channel and there's a new episode, I just hit V to play the video, then and there, fingers never leaving the keyboard as I adjust the volume and seek forward in the video stream. This is an episode of System Crafters, a great channel where you can find tons of info on setting up and using Emacs. Here's how I interact with Claude Code, right inside an Emacs window. There are a number of different LLM and AI related packages for Emacs, some of which offer a very deep level of integration into the system. I'm showing a package called Claude Code IDE, partly because it's very evident in how it interacts with Claude, so it's very good for showing in a video. The main point is that this is just another Emacs window. So again, I have all the same muscle memory for moving around, cutting and pasting, and getting into and out of interacting with it. Here's my file manager, an Emacs package called Duret. Once again, I get into it with a fast key binding, move around with familiar key presses, and can quickly navigate through directory trees, open files for editing, and so on. This is my Git client, an Emacs package called Maggot. You know the drill. In and out quickly, a very similar interface as everything else, and Git-related tasks can be handled super quickly and efficiently. Here I am jumping into a terminal session from within Emacs, in case I need to do something that isn't already fully baked in. Again, quick keystrokes, in and out. You're probably getting the point. The Emacs ecosystem is full of packages and modules that support almost endless applications and utilities. The Emacsy thing to realize here is that a task, such as sending a work email about a software patch that needs input from Claude, does not need 3 or 4 separate applications and 5 browser tabs to get handled. It's all just Emacs. You can do many varied tasks, all from the same mental space. Most packages have been written by problem domain experts. On that last point, for example, if you want a Git client that is extremely well thought out, extensible, and fast, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better piece of code than Maggot. But there's more to Emacs than that. Namely, org mode. What is it? Org mode is an Emacs superpower for organizing thoughts, notes, calendar entries, to-dos, links between files and other items, convertible document formats, etc., etc., etc. This text you're looking at right now is written in org mode. Unfortunately, it borders on the ridiculous to try and summarize how powerful org is in just a minute or two. So instead, let's just highlight one amazing feature, namely org babel. Suppose you have some code you've been working on and need to document, perhaps a super complex Python function for saying hello to a user and telling them the first few digits of pi. If you were paying attention a few minutes ago, this should look familiar. As you can see above, a quick key press will execute this code and optionally inject the output into this org file. Source, output, and documentation all in one place. This is Knuth's dream of literate programming writ large, and it's just a small part of what org can do. So, in summary, Emacs is highly customizable. By using keyboard bindings, I can be very efficient when editing. Consistent muscle memory for many, many different tasks. You can do many varied tasks, all from the same mental space. Most packages have been written by problem domain experts, and org mode is a superpower. Hope you found this useful.